Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to day 24 of our Ramadan Kids Challenge. Well done to everybody, you've been doing so well and we're nearly coming to the end of our challenges. Just a couple more days left now until the end of Ramadan. I hope you all had a productive night or evening when you did your amaz and your du'as, and may Allah accept all your amaz and du'as inshallah. Now today's topic, we're going to be talking about food in the Quran. So food has been mentioned a couple times, food and some fruits and some drinks, and we're going to look at some of those today. It says in the Quran, Surah number 2, Ayah 172, eat of the good things. So Allah has told us that He's provided some things, good things for us, and we should eat from them, we should have them. Now food, if we have a look at one of Allah's names, one of them is Allah is Al-Razaq. It means that He is the provider of everything. So He created the plants which grow, which are filled with nutrition for us, and they taste really good and we should enjoy them, and they help our bodies to grow. The food we eat becomes part of our bodies, and so obviously the healthier choices that we make, the stronger our muscles and our bodies will be. And I'm sure you all know that, and hopefully you all make the right choices with your food and drink. Now the Quran is a book of instructions. It tells us what to do. So Allah tells us about the fruits which are extra beneficial for us to eat in the Quran to help us to look after our bodies. He explains to us that it's important to eat the food which is halal, and tayyib, which means good. Okay? So we must look after our bodies that Allah has blessed us with by making sure we eat a balanced diet with enough fruits and vegetables. So a balanced diet means that you would eat some meat, you might have a little bit of sugar, but you'd also make sure you're having fruits and vegetables, vitamins and minerals. Okay, you have to make sure you're having a balanced diet. Now one of the points I mentioned was that you have to make sure that your food is halal. So that comes to our meat. When we're outside, when you're eating food outside, we should always make sure that the food, the meat that is being provided to us is halal. And we're not going to go into too much detail, but basically halal means that it has been cut in a special way in order for Muslims to eat it. Now, there are many fruits that are mentioned in the Quran, and so we're going to play a bit of a game, which is called Guess the Fruit. So let's see if you can guess some of the fruits that are mentioned in the Quran. So I have some pictures of some fruits, and I'm going to ask you, I'm going to give you some clues and see if you can guess what it is. Okay, so this fruit, you might take to school, maybe in your snack. You might probably get them in a little box. They're very small, and you get quite a lot of them. And actually, they're a form of dried grapes. So I wonder if you know which fruit this is. Yes, correct. It is raisins. So raisins are let me put this over here, one of the fruits that are mentioned in the Holy Quran. Okay, let's have another one. Oh, this is a nice one, and I'm sure many of you like this one. It's sticky. It's created or made by bees. You often get them in a jar. It's in a jar, and it tastes very nice and sweet. It's good for your throat. It can help you when you have a sore throat as well. Do you know what it is? Yes, it's honey. So honey has been mentioned in the Quran, and the bees make this special honey for us, and it has many good features for us and your bodies. Okay. Now the next one that we have, this one was actually is actually recommended by the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, and he often had this on an empty stomach. So you may be opening your fast with them this month. They've got full of nutrition and they're very, very tasty. Now this one is dates. Did you guess that one? I hope you did. I'm sure you did. Let's do. Let me do one more. This one comes in different colors, so you can get them in black, you can get them in green. Sometimes they have their stones still in it, sometimes the stones have been taken out, and they have a very tangy sort of taste. If you eat Italian food, you often have this with that, and it's very good for your body. And actually these ones, from this you can get oil as well, so your parents might use the oil of this fruit. Do you know what it is? It's olives. So this one is olives. So these are some of the fruits that are mentioned in the Quran. Now I'll tell you some others. We've got grapes mentioned in the Quran, and also pomegranates. So pomegranates, I'm sure you all know, very, very tasty. Lots of little bits that are nice and sweet and juicy. So these are some of the fruits that have been mentioned in the Holy Quran. Now, here is a plate of some specific fruits, so grapes, figs, dates, and olives. Okay, so there's just a picture for you about the fruits. Now, the fruits that Allah has suggested we eat all have very beneficial, are all very beneficial for our bodies. So, for example, olives, you could use it for a massage. You could eat them, and the oil from them is very good. You have figs, which actually have no seeds, and the seeds become the edible fruit, so that's quite amazing. Grapes, you get grapes which are dried into raisins, like we said earlier. Dates, which are sweet, and they're a quick source of energy, and that's why it's advised to eat them after your fasting, your day of fasting. And pomegranates is said to be one of the Prophet's favourite fruits. All right. We'll have a quick poem with some of the words in Arabic. Okay, so my Arabic's not very good, but you can read it with me as well. Inab, inab, juicy grape. Rutab, rutab, a brown date. Teen, teen, a fig I see. Zaytun, olive, on a tree. Sweet red rumman, these are the fruits in the Quran. Okay, so we've got some of these 5 fruits here that are in the Quran. Maybe you can learn that poem. Okay. Now we have a story about the imams and food. So let's get our sparkly book and have a read of this interesting story. Imam Hassan and Imam Hussein, peace be upon them, were both unwell. When the Prophet, peace be upon him, learnt of this, he suggested to Imam Ali alayhi salam to make nazar of fasting for 3 days for the recovery of the children. Accordingly, the whole house of Fatima, peace be upon her, fasted. Just as they were seated for iftar on the first day of fasting, there was a knock at the door, and a man cried out, "O Ahl Bayt of Prophet, I am a poor man, hungry, with nothing to eat. Please feed me." Imam Ali alayhi salam opened the door, and all 5 of them gave away their iftar of bread that Sayyidah Fatima, peace be upon her, had prepared. They broke their fast only with water, and that night they went to sleep hungry. The next day, at iftar, an orphan knocked at the door, requesting some food. The house of Fatima, peace be upon her, gave away their iftar, and once again they broke their fast with just water. The third day, a prisoner knocked at the door at iftar time, requesting food. Once again they gave away all their bread and had iftar just with water. The Prophet, peace be upon him, on hearing this, came to the house of Fatima and raised his hands in dua. Jibreel came with some food from Jannah for the family and brought the revelation of a surah from the Quran. During the life of the Prophet, peace be upon him, many gave away all their wealth in anticipation that an ayah of the Quran would be revealed in their honor. In the house of Fatima, peace be upon her, they gave away 3 breads, and a whole surah was revealed for them. The essence of any action is in its niyyah. So it's all about the intention when you do something. And imagine how special that family was. At the time of iftar, they gave everything away. And I'm sure when we have iftar, we just want to have everything. So that's such a special skill that they had, alhamdulillah. Now, our Islamic reminder for today is to eat and drink and do not waste. Verily, Allah does not love those who waste. And this is from the Quran, Surah 7, 30, and Ayah 31. We should never waste our food. Sometimes we might not like something very much, but we should try our best not to waste it. Okay, and Allah doesn't like those who waste their food. Now, activity for today. There's 2 different activities you could do. I was thinking you could make a little booklet about the fruits from the Quran, so you can make a little booklet and write them inside. Or another thing you could do is try and use one of the fruits mentioned in the Quran and maybe create something or make something for your iftar today. So I'd love to know what you did, and I wait to see your work, inshallah. Now, time for your challenge. So challenge number 24. Let's have a look at what your challenge is today. Okay, this is an interesting one. It might be a little bit hard today, but I want you to have a go. I want you to try something new, a new food. So maybe something you haven't tasted before. I want you to try it out today. And they say actually that you can not realize whether you like something or not until you've tried it 10 times. So you don't have to try it 10 times today, but I'd like you to try something new. And let me know what you tried and how you find it. Right, thank you for joining us today, and inshallah we will see you tomorrow. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
We love you, Ramadan. We miss you, Ramadan. We love you, Ramadan. We miss you, Ramadan. Ramadan is the month of mercy. Ramadan is the month of fasting. Ramadan is the month of giving and helping those in need. Ramadan is the month of the Quran, the month in which it first came down to Prophet Muhammad in year 16, a guide for all mankind. Ramadan for fasting, for giving, Ramadan for praying. Be patient, Ramadan, forgiving.